It's Monday, it's Beyond the Headlines. I'm Odette Campbell saying, welcome to another edition of the program. Last week we started a series of public discourse on all things Carnival. We had two Calypsonians in the studio with us. We had these two Calypsonians last week. How time flies. It feels as if it was last year already. This week, I'm pleased to continue the discussion, and this time we are looking at it from the Soca artist perspective. And I have two distinguished gentlemen. To my left, Mr. Wilt Tallpree, Cambridge, from the land of Banton. We say Vendom in local terms. Welcome.
Thank you.
And we have the ambassador out of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. He's representing the two islands. Some people like to call him the skinny man. I think that's how he likes to be called. But you see how he's smiling, he loves the name. But if you look on his birth certificate, you'll see Shirlan George. Fancy naming that. Shirlan?
Yeah, man. Bless afternoon to everybody.
Skinny man.
It's nice to be here. Everybody tuning to Beyond the Headlines. Blessed love.
And as he says, everybody tuned in to Beyond the Headlines. We welcome our viewers on our Facebook page. Gentlemen, last week we had a very stirring and interesting discussion with two Calypsonians, and we're happy to switch things up and go across to the Soca artists. The only time we get with you guys is when you guys are blazing up the place. So now we can have a confab. Carnival 2019, what are your thoughts on the way things are going thus far?
This year I think it kicked off a little slower. I know for the past 2 or 3 years after Carriacou Carnival you normally get that wave, you just run with it and you have songs releasing for Carriacou Carnival and then just go straight down into Grenada Carnival. However, I think it was sort of based on the 5 artists we had representing at Trinidad. I think, you know, the focus was sort of more there, and then coming on from there, you know, this year I think it's a lot slower, but nevertheless, right now I think the place is on fire. So much songs releasing, every artist is out there right now, and I mean you can feel the vibe. I must say, like, to the launches that I went to, you know, big up to the Grenadian people for supporting the artists. When, you know, like I went to the Boise, the Warsways, the Little Kerry, you know, all the artists, I think we're getting a good support. People sort of understand that the artists do need the support right now, and I like the way they're coming out and support. So big up to the people for, you know, giving the artists that support for, you know, for these few years.
Good. Skilly Banton, Tallpree has alluded to what seems to be a slow start. Is it Carriacou slowing things down?
Well, I can't really talk for this year in particular, because I mean I was out for a while, you know. I wasn't really around the environment where I could hear the neighbor radio play, you know, turn on my radio for myself as I really want to. So I wouldn't stress on how it go from that time till this time, but being here now and listening, I think is up. I think is at a level where we're ready for mass, you know. But still, I'm more looking forward to hear like a little bit more uplifting contributions, a little more, I would say, island vibe contribution, a little more Grenada-wise contribution as to the attention that Grenada have on the actual international market presently. Or you could say from Mr. Killer achievements and all the other stuff concerning music and culture on Grenada, especially whole jab settings. I feel like we should have more distinct music representing us as an island to show why we have that meaning and why we stand for that meaning and why we stand for whatever it is in this moment and time.
When you say more distinct music, is it that you think we've been copying other people?
No, it's not a matter of copying, but it's a matter of representation. In terms of your island, not just yourself. You could sing any song you feel like as an artist. I'm not against that, but I think as an island, and as I say, with the example of achievement that we have and the presence that we actually groom in the whole international market of things, I think what song is very powerful, you know what I'm saying, and we need like more representation of Grenada, how sweet Grenada is, how beautiful Grenada is, how nice Grenada is, why you should come to Grenada, why we play a job, why you should be here, why you shouldn't miss it.
How do we achieve that?
Well, it's by artists sitting down and getting the act together and knowing that this is a culture and this is not just a fame and a hype, you know what I'm saying? This is something where we need to stand together as a foundation, as a team, as a cultural group, and start putting things together that make Grenada beautiful in every eye and every aspect of everything that we do.
Mr. Cambridge, earlier you spoke about you know, what we came out of the International Soca Monarch competition in Trinidad with, and we look back to All Woman Alone, and I think that put us on the International Soca Monarch map. So when you look back to then and now, what thoughts come to mind?
Well, it's Grenada, you know. Once Grenada is getting that full representation, you know, that was 20 years ago, All Woman Alone came out. Yeah, 1999, this is 2019, yeah, it was 20 years
Seems
ago.
like just the other day.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, big up to all the artists who, even before that, before me, who set the foundation, because if not for the Inspector and the Jamwa and the Black Cuisine and all these artists, I don't think I would even try soca music, because I was on the dancehall scene doing my dub and my...
Oh, telephone. You
understand? Exactly. So I got to pay respect to these artists. Now, the Jab I decided, now I saw, but my first song was a Wild Indian song, which was Rami Dami Day. Then I did the Ponga Rice, sort of shot me Wild Indian mix, but you know, not realizing, listen, what about the Jab? Because Jab is really, you know, there would have been fewer people playing mass and representing for the Shotney and the Wild Indian, but everybody played Jab. So that's when I did the All Woman Alone. It was basically for the Jab, and I mean, as we see and we know, that took the world by storm, and you know, from then, but a big up to all the artists who did their own contribution, their own way, their own style. As I say, we all represent Grenada on the whole, and I'm proud of Grenada for, you know, where we are, and in this point in time, you know, representing the music.
Is Grenada doing enough for the artists?
In everything you do, I feel like you could do more, you could do better, you understand? What I see, you know, accolades, I see cultural ambassadors, I see artists move from, you know, a regular artist to a cultural ambassador. I love that. I still think there's a lot more that can be done. That's why I said earlier, I'm glad to see it coming along, that people are supporting the artists and the art form, especially the artists, in these few years. You understand? Because without the support from the people, there is not an industry in Grenada for artists. When Carnival comes along, which is 2 months, if I say 2 months, that's a lot. Because between the 2 months, how many shows? The artists out there spending money on recording, on studio, on developing the craft, and what events are there? No, there's no royalties where an artist's music is played and you can say, okay, like in Trinidad or the rest of the world, once you use the artist's music, they get paid. There's nothing, so there's not an industry. All the artists depend on is the 2 or 3 shows that there is around the Carnival season, which is like, as I said, 2 or 3. You understand? If they didn't take part in the Soca Monarch, then which are the show? Maybe Pre-Day and White in the Moonlight are the 2 shows on the weekend. But what other events are there? So how does one get back, you know, in return what they put out? And most of the time you operate at a loss. So, as I said, I'm glad that artists are coming together now and doing their own events where they can help build themselves, and I support each and every one of them 100% on it.
There are 3 springboards that we can go off on those tangents, and it will take a while for us to explore those. Banton spoke about cultural ambassadors. There's a lot of talk about who the cultural ambassadors are, what is the criteria. What are your thoughts here?
Well, you say Carnival ambassador just now, and I feel good. I know I feel good that somebody could actually say, you know what I'm saying? In terms of ambassador in general, I mean, if you see somebody who being an ambassador and they being credited for being an ambassador is all well and good, congratulations to them, you know. In my evaluation of an ambassador, I think you're supposed to have some sort of dignity, pride and standard. You're supposed to have some sort of it come on a lot of edges of things, you know. I mean, for me growing up, we hear about role models, we hear about examples, we hear about different things. And I think this thing should have an energy of a more important positive prospect. I'm not sure if it's that what you're going to groom into. I'm not sure what it is about presently, but from my observation and opinion and meditation, I see it as something where if you are to be an ambassador, then you're supposed to be fueling places like the school, hospitals, you know, communities, places of that need great development, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be singing encouraging words. You're supposed to be uplifting the generation to come. You're supposed to have a certain level of gratitude, respect with yourself, you know what I'm saying? So, at this point, I don't really know. I just think...
You just think, and you're still thinking.
Yeah, still thinking.
Cultural ambassadors. We know that you were named the cultural ambassador in 2011, but now we have this discussion in the public domain about who should be designated cultural ambassadors. What is the criteria? Your thoughts here? I know we're putting you on the spot, but
yeah, because I mean, who am I to judge? You understand? No, I think it is based on the artist's contribution out there, representing Grenada. I think this is what it's solely based on, especially. I mean, maybe I'm not sure about if vetting and certain things to that, but as I say, I think it's based on the contribution out there, and I cannot take away from that because they are represented, and you know, they had Grenada. I mean, it was, I mean, this is the year, in all the years that gone by, Grenada was most talked about in, I think, I mean,
worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide. We have 5 artists representing Grenada. So the whole, you're not going to be surprised this year you see how double times the amount of visitors coming into Grenada, or, you know, because we know what the music, we know what the representation done. So if the artists get the accolade or they get the as cultural ambassadors or whatever, they all work and they deserve it. So definitely I say yes, you know, and to the people who support that, I think they're doing the right thing.
There are a lot of people out there who have asked me to ask a question. Why, for example, has not the Black Wizard Elwin McQuilkin been named a cultural ambassador? Why has Ajamo Edson Mitchell not been named a cultural ambassador if he hasn't? It is.
I sort of think
Ajamo, I think could have been on.
I'm not too sure.
Right. Yeah, I think
there's
so.
a lot of ambassadors, right?
Exactly.
Right, but the question is the level of recognition, for instance, that has been given to Ajamo.
Well, the difference, I think the difference is within time and generation, because at that point in time, it's probably something that was just presented in our office with a group of people and probably get some claps for it. But right now with social media and all that stuff, it became a different energy of circulation. So maybe we get more, we pay more attention to it because it's in our hands now, you know what I'm saying? So maybe we have a different insight as to why. But with how the question been circulated and how it's been said, in my opinion, as I say, whoever is being recognized for that purpose, I hope that they make great effort, positive movements, and do what is necessary for the upliftment and the development of the country. Me, as for what is the criteria, I doesn't really know.
Elwin McQuilkin, would you make a case for him? And we're not campaigning for Elwin McQuilkin, but the question has been asked. These seasoned veterans who've been there and they have touched lives all over the world through their music.
Well, what I can say is, I mean, as Skinny said earlier, a different in time frame. Back in the days, it was, you know, Elwin McQuilkin and the Ajamo, and at that time, I don't think. It's later down the line you have the artist been recognized as cultural ambassador and stuff, which is probably 10 years ago, and you know, and probably around there. So no, they did their job. They represented for sure. So I mean, as I say, who am I to judge? I would say yes as an artist. You know, if you represent and you do what you have to do, and I think Elwin McQuilkin is what I think is a form straight up the discipline. I never seen him, or you know, hear much about it besides the calypso when you have the pickung and whatever, when you choose topics and who may like it, and you know. But I think in general he carry himself as I think he's a cultural ambassador. You know, he is already a cultural ambassador, just to remain a cultural ambassador.
And one of the questions we have on social media already, one of the persons asking, what is the main criteria to be a cultural ambassador? Why wasn't an artist from Carriacou included? So there is a case being made for the sister island of Carriacou. Carriacou is in the house. Can Carriacou attempt to answer, make a case for?
Well, I mean, I would be straight up. You had to call the Ministry of Culture and find that out. You know what I'm saying? For my part, I do music. I contribute for the love of music, and I mean, I had great seasons from Lifetime to Banker to Saltfish to Frontier Wet to Ready to Chip, and in my whole experience as a Grenadian art, well, as a Carriacou, P.T. Martinique represented artist, because sometimes I want to say Grenada and sometimes I feel like if I should, because a lot of times I feel like the people responsible for making the foundation solid for us to endure and to achieve greatness don't really put that effort. I went in Trinidad in 2015 on my own. The song was good enough, it take me there. You know what I'm saying? I went for the experience, I went to learn a lot of things. I didn't went to go on no hype because I know where I stand as an artist, so I went to learn. And in the process of all that, I only get one call from Grenada, which was Sherry and Noel, and only because she wanted a news clip for CC6. So I felt like nobody really cared. And up to this day, I could show you my passport, it have 100 stamps. My passport is blue. When I really need, I mean, I don't want to sound ignorant, I don't want to sound like I exalted myself, but I don't understand it. I feel lost. I feel lost representing Grenada. But I do it with the love because I love music and this is where I'm from. So what am I supposed to say? Like, people mix it up because yes, I was born somewhere else, but that's my mother's choice. I had no choice. But I'm here now, I'm Grenadian, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is. And if it's a thing of going to Trinidad, I did went to Trinidad. I didn't make finals, but I reached semi-final. I had a good season. I had like 6 shows in Tobago. I had many shows, Sando, wherever. So I don't really know what it is about. What made that moment different from this moment?
Well, I think the concentration this year was the 5. That's what I really think. Because it came in a bulk, I feel like it was so much, you know, concentration on what's going on. But as Skinny said, now I know Skinny Banton from good, you know, a young artist, calling and do a tune, pre-day, the shows, whatever. And he came from there too. I mean, he represents Grenada all over the world. I mean, shows for the cultural ambassadors we have now, I can tell you, he's been more places represented than the majority of them out there. So if that was the case, then, you know, he should have been. So I don't know how, as I said, I don't know what has been done to how you vet and how you get someone to become a cultural ambassador. I think it's based on representation out there. And if it is, then a lot of the artists kind of go under the rug where they could have been, and they're more than qualified. But I'm not sure if it's sort of overdone now. I mean, maybe again because it was 5 artists at one time. So as I say, a lot of the concentration is on that number is like in a bulk, so everything is right there. But I think if I have to advise, I don't think to everyone who jump on a stage maybe in Trinidad or overseas should be a cultural ambassador. I think it goes a lot beyond that. I mean, as said earlier, the way you carry yourself, the representation is a few things. Because you cannot be a robber or a trickster and be a cultural ambassador because you could also sing. I think it goes more than you just singing and representing. I think it's a whole package, and I hope I qualify. I hope to the people out there, no, I hope I'm doing a good job. But I think I've been doing a good job representing Grenada out there, and even in character and everything. I try my best.
You're blowing your own trumpet?
I think I try.
Blowing your own horn?
I try.
I think I need to go to Vietnam to do some research to see if that is true. And this is Beyond the Headlines on GBN Television. We welcome all our viewers. We say good night to Tong, who is joining us from Vietnam, one of my colleagues from the University of Sussex. Good to have you on with us tonight. And my friend Amna over there in Pakistan, we say welcome. She's sending me some tweets here telling me that she's enjoying the program, learning about Caribbean culture. And of course, to those of you joining us on social media, we're extremely happy to have you in the comments. Keep the comments coming. We take a quick break and we'll be back. This is Beyond the Headlines. We're looking at Soca and Spice Mass. There are some burning issues, whether the artists should be asked to perform for free if they place in the first 5, and whether the registration fee should be increased, and whether Calypsonians and Soca artists are bought by politicians. Those are some of the questions to be answered when we return. Stay with us.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula 1 and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Use classless in washing cleaner than ever. Oh mama, oi, oh mama, oi. In every household must have it, oi. Highly effective stain remover, lemon freshness, antibacterial washing powder. Fresh and clean, fresh and clean. When I put on me clothes, me must swing. When I wash me clothes, no other detergent could ever wash me clothes like this. That's why I wash me clothes. No other detergent could ever wash me clothes like this. Oh no, no, no. That's why I use clothes with clothes. Yes, wash with clothes. Yes, wash with clothes. Yes, wash it, wash it cleaner than ever. Wash with clothes. Use wash with clothes.
Other Clays products available: hand sanitizer, fabric softener, hand washing liquid, dishwashing liquid, and toilet cleaners. Distributed by Fortune Foods Company Limited, Tempe St. George.
It's time to detox. Detoxing can prevent and help with a myriad of health conditions: kidney and heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, high blood pressure, skin conditions, constipation, weight loss, and so much more. Try our premium detox product, Trifala. Call Nirvana Natural Health Clinic and Health Spa, 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Come on in or book your appointment now. We are located in Belmont, St. George's, immediately next to the South St. George Parliamentary Rep Office.
Conveniently located in the Grenada Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Grenada will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come Come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carnage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carnage, St. George's. Everyone loves variety, top quality, and most of all, food that tastes good. Now, for the first time, and especially priced at Soca Foods, Calavini Road, St. George. With convenient opening hours and adequate parking, Soca Foods provide quality groceries and staples priced with you in mind. Soca Foods, Calavini Road, St. George, the source of good food. Aren't you coming? Opening hours 6:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Call 443-4225.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. During the break, some very interesting discussions taking place right here, and we want to continue. One of the questions is, should the registration fee be increased? We understand that there's going to be a doubling of the fees from 25 and 25 to 50 and 50. Skinny Banton, we're starting with you, your point of view.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't really compete in a couple years gone by, so I wouldn't want to make a competition decision that, you know, is something I'm really involved in presently. But on behalf of every artist, if I should speak that way, I would say it in this way. In terms of development, I think it could be an advantage. In other ways and means, it may be a disadvantage because everybody may have the extra costs, the extra funds to actually deal with it. But if we're looking at it from a development point of view, if we're really looking for like a upliftment in Soca Monarch, like a high standard, like a raise the bar kind of vibe, then I think that with the price going up, the people who are really serious about being an artist or serious about participating in Soca Monarch, they would find a way to actually register. Then you have it at a cost where it will most likely welcome any and everybody. I ain't saying no, every trying man deserves a chance, but when everybody could just walk through a door as they want to and anyhow they want to, it become kind of, the screws and the hinges become kind of loose, you know.
Are you saying that because you've heard that I plan to register this year? Well,
kind of, you know, because I really hear you saying it, so I need to know before I go and sit down in quarterfinal and listen to 30 persons or even 60 persons. I would like to know this 60%, at least 80% of this 60% making real good sense. Because I'm not going and sit on a chair all night to just watch a set of madman come out running back and forth and acting like they're doing some kind of village evaluation. Anybody from Grenville, anybody from Leicester, and they're not actually saying anything. So it depends on where you want to look at it from. In my opinion, if you need development and you need the extra funds to develop that actual project or event, then yeah. But if it's a development where, if it's a decision where you wouldn't even raise the price money, we wouldn't see a difference in Soca Monarch, we wouldn't see a little extra fireworks, we wouldn't see a little extra passes for artists backstage, because sometimes as artists I know they have problem getting passes. You might give them 5 passes to bring dancers and sometimes they actually need 10 people to participate. So it's still an extra cost on them, you know what I'm saying? So if all these things are not being developed, there is no good reason to actually raise the prices.
Well, you're making a point. The Spice Mass Corporation is saying that it is cash trap. Not in those words, but it needs to raise revenue to improve on the quality of what it offers. So Tallpree is nodding here. He wants to come in on this.
I think the angle they're shooting at is the wrong angle then, if that's the case. If you want to raise funds, why the artists who are the ones, the main contribution? I'm talking about, I can just put it like that. If there's Carnival, if the artists decide this year there's no releasing of songs and they make an announcement, let's say 3 months, 4 months ahead, if we didn't get such and such, we're not releasing any songs, we holding out, tell me what Carnival is going to be like is if there is going to be a carnival. Now I'm saying that to say the contribution of the artists is vital. We know, but I don't think it's respected in the way it should be. You understand? Now, why raise it to $100 to raise? Okay, there's what, 200 artists? Okay, so you raise it to $100. Let's say it was 50. What is that money to you? You tell me what that money is doing to you. Now it is going taken away from the artist. It's a subtraction. We minus, take away from the artist. But what is it going to? No, why not? For the patrons, I think, who come out to see the finals, why not say, well, maybe we should raise the price, because look, you're getting to see 30 artists on that night for $50. We're talking about $1 and some cents per artist, maybe. You understand what I'm saying? Why not raise that price to maybe $100? Are we talking about 10,000 people paying $40 more? Do the maths. We are seeing money there, we are revenue. People coming to see. So in other words, with that though, you raise the prize money and you make it attractive. Imagine it's $100,000 now for the first place, by 75, by 50, and when artists come on the 90 in the finals, you get $20,000. Now it will lift the standard in every way. We're talking about artists recording in the studio, the level, the quality. We're talking about a stage performance on that night, marketing in Grenada, showcasing Grenada. We see the bar lift in every way we would see the bar lift. You understand? So I think definitely they're seeing the angle that they're taking away, they're doing it is not the right angle. We need, first of all, for the prize monies to raise. Now I see this year, I understand they raise it by 15%, but they minus the amount of artists. So when you do the maths, they probably paying even less. Now my thing is, this is one of the biggest show. It is the main contributor to finances and any event on the carnival, to the Spice Mass Corporation. We're talking about 10,000 people paying $50, that's 500,000 if you do the maths, and you have sponsorship, you have all that money coming from all different angles. Now, this money, same money that the artists bringing in, the soca artists are responsible for, is paying so much other bills, and nothing really to the soca artists who are making the major contribution and who are the ones who bringing in that funds. Now, for instance, here's the Calypso that's been getting more money than the soca artists. Now, the soca artists, when you go to the Calypso, when you go to the Management, you probably see, I mean, I don't want to take away from, but it's real. Maybe 1,000 people. That the show cannot pay for itself. You go to Panama, you go to a lot of the shows, they're not really paying for themselves. Soca Monarchy is more than paying for itself and others. And I think the respect that you're giving the soca artist who's making that contribution, I think this should be lifted a lot. A lot of concentration should be done on how do we make these artists more comfortable? How do we applaud them? How do we? I mean, you have to embrace them for what they do, man. I don't think the artists are getting the proper treatment.
Members of the public are going to complain that you are recommending an increase that they should pay to come and see the show. I'm certain that will not be popular in some circles.
And I'm sure they understand what I'm saying. If you have, let me say, if you say $100,000 now, and I would keep saying that because I really think it should be for the contribution. It is nothing at all, because after
you think the prize money should be $100,000?
Yeah, to start. Because I would say after that, as I said earlier, the bar will be lifted in so much different ways.
But when you put so much money into the Soca Monarch Tallpree Skinny Banton, there's this Soca versus Calypso. You have just alluded to the fact that Calypso is going down because of the number of people who are declining. And some people say, don't fly on me. Some people say, some of these soca is singing a certain nonsense. And Calypso, which is a rich Grenadian culture, the culture of Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, that has been known for Calypso, that art form is dying because our friend here spoke about, you know, people who could just pay $50 and get in and sing in some wishy-washy things. So
it's not just that reason. I think Calypso dying in a lot of ways and a lot of reasons, and
such as
one of the reasons is media, like radio media TV media, Calypso doesn't get any attention.
But if
Calypso become a thing that you can't whine in your short pants so you feel you don't care about it. But Calypso was the music that teach you what you needed to know as a child growing up. Probably not me and you, but the parent that you have now, the mother that you have now, what makes she have all the respect that she have now is things like Calypso. Like children go to school and learn well. But as a media and as a people, the media directors to begin with, I don't even think we do screening when it comes to media directors. I don't even think we do any screening when it comes to radio personnel. It's like you could just come out on the block with our short pants and just show up in the radio and, yeah man, right now big up everybody in country, all right? Yo, you have no kind of order to the generation that is coming. Like nobody leaving no sort of example or legacy. You have some radio DJs on the radio every day talking like the day in Club Fantasia. Not every day you drink rivers and drink rum. Like you're talking to my grandmother, you're talking to my child, you're talking to my auntie, you're not just talking to your friends. And you have a lot of friend on the radio. I know all you're listening to what is the truth. All you're on, I mean, let me be real. That is where it starts. Because if you get up in the morning and you have a regulated program where you can listen to some sweet Calypso telling you make sure you get up and go to work 8 o'clock because that is how you have to pay your bill and that is how you go be happy and that is how you go be able to feed your children, then we would go to work motivated. But if you get up in the morning and you listen to Brethren, picking up a Brethren and yo, you don't see what happened on WhatsApp yesterday, follow me on WhatsApp and you go see and come on. We have no sort of level. So every day we get up and we feel like we just want to play jab because that is all that's been fueling us. And there's many examples to it. I always big up Dash as an artist and I always feel bad for him. You know why? Imagine you have 3 titles as a king. How many times do you hear your music on rotation? How many times did you went worldwide and represent Grenada as a king? Are you going worldwide and hear Grenadian DJs saying Rated is the best song you can like? To help my God, big up my every trying man deserves a chance. But when you're telling people things like that, brother, who you feel you're really talking to? Not everybody have the same mind. So it all begins right here on media. If we can get enough sensible people to direct what we listen to on a daily basis, we're not listening to that for 2 minutes and 2 seconds. We're listening to that every day. This is the upliftment of the people. This is where you get your information. This is where you get your news. This is where you get your weather report. This is where you get everything. And right now, presently, we're getting a lot of nonsense.
But I'm not defending media people. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And hopefully we at the GBN do what is expected of us. I don't think that you're chanting down the GBN.
No, it's generally, I mean.
But I'm saying, let's just play devil's advocate. So if I don't play the Calypso and I play the Ridity, yeah? Or if
well, that's what you go gravitate to. At if you call and you take me, like what else would you gravitate to?
But I'm saying, and that's why there's this Calypso versus Soca. The Soca, Tallpree might complain that I'm not playing Olo Man Alone, or if it is,
yeah, but
said,
if
I give a quota to Calypso.
If I own a radio station, right, and I doing a business, okay, that would make it simple so everybody could understand. If I have a bar, I doing business, Tallpree come by me and he want a beer. Yes, it's my partner. I want a sale, so I might give him the first one to, you know, get him close. But the next 2 beers are going to pay for a beer.
You realize you get so passionate that your stuff getting looser. So I'm worried you might lose your microphone, so be careful.
But what I'm saying that to say is that if I have a radio station, I do it because it's a business, because it's a development, because it's an investment. I'm not just doing it because I want a set of loose man to just come and talk what they feel like. No, loose men are not allowed to do that. But I'm saying, if you don't play the Soca, the Soca artists will complain. You don't play the Calypso, Calypsonians will complain. That is why there is called a radio director. Okay. So when you put a certain program in place, that is how the program is supposed to run. And after a certain time, you have your freedom to have your whatever hour, whether it's Digicel, Lime, Cablevision, whatever it is, and it's next time to have whatever it is, then you still have the evening time to do as much. But first thing in the morning sometime, that would be real. As your mommy say, first thing in the morning and last thing in the night. sometimes first thing in the morning, the thing that greet your ears.
Agreed.
It's just not, there's no motivation behind it, there's no upliftment behind it, there's no standard behind it, no degree, no class, nothing
behind it. We have to take a break, but I see you've been nodding and you want to get in here for 30 seconds before we go to the commercial break.
Well, there's so many different points Skinny touch. I mean, I don't know which angle to I should continue, because a lot of sense, everything he says basically makes sense. For the soca artists and the Calypsonians though, to me, with the Calypsonians, the development, we need to get a lot more young people involved in the calypso. And it's just like in cricket, and then we're going to lose cricket if all the youths are playing is basketball, and what they see on the television and promotion, what would happen to the original sports that we are, the West Indies, and you know, the foundation, what would happen? You understand? So I think as a Calypsonian, and Calypsonians, we have to start in the schools really, and with the young ones coming up. I know you have to take that break because I have to go into that, definitely. But we have to start with the younger ones.
Okay, definitely we continue our discussion after the break. We need to just cool the temper down. Boyfriend here losing his scarf get loose, he's in the place. We've got multiple comments on social media. We want to entertain some of them, and we understand that some people have already been calling. The number is 440-1252. We must take this break. We'll be right back. So get the calls queued on the telephone, and we'll try to take some of the feedback that we're getting with social media lighting up tonight. This is Beyond the Headlines. We're talking soca and carnival.
More with the NLA's Daily Cash Fall. Every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet, and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
A pleasant evening to everyone. Welcome to the National Lotteries Authority's Lotto Draw number 2969 for today, Monday, July 1st, 2019. I am Anisha Charles. With me this evening is Ms. Michaela Maxwell from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in a frank and comfortable manner, and that again balls with industry standards and in a way standard with. At this time, you should tickets at hand because we're about to play for a jackpot of $64,000. But first, your free ticket letter. Good luck.
Geese and prudently purchasing prime sleeping apparatus. Your best day starts tonight with a Sleep On It mattress from Quartz.
Elwin McQuilkin, the Black Wizard, celebrates 50 years of Calypso wizardry. Wizard siblings will tell you he started composing and singing Calypso from age 3. But it was in 1969, at age 17, that El Estudiante wrote and performed his first official composition, Action and Progress. Not surprisingly, Action and Progress was the title of the election campaign slogan of Eric Matthew Gary and his GOLP, and thus began 50 years of Calypso wizardry. In 2019, 50 years on, El Estudiante and the Black Baron, now the Black Wizard, celebrates 50 years of Calypso wizardry. The Wizard Jubilee Committee and the Black Wizard thank you for your support, Grenada, and welcomes your celebration of 50 years of Calypso wizardry, March 2019 to March 2020.
Big celebration throughout our nation for Golden Jubilee.
In pure love, let it fall on the human race, Jaja. Grenadians, remember, my name is Eric Donaldson, and I will be performing at the 16th annual Abbott's Legend in Concert on Saturday the 6th of July at the Trade Center. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. Whoa! Please be there, don't be late, have no fear. Eric says so.
Welcome back. We needed to cool things down a little bit. Imagine it's freezing cold. The air conditioner in the room is freezing cold, but I saw a gentleman fanning just now with his hat. First, the place got hot. And social media is alight. We have a lot of comments going on there, responding to some of the comments made by some of the artists. And some of you have been trying to get in on the phone lines, and we thank you for your patience. We try to start entertaining calls shortly. Do we have a call on the line? We do. Caller, welcome and good evening. Good evening to you, caller, and thanks for calling.
Hi, good evening, and to you and your guest. I want to kind of direct a question more to you than your guest, but it's to me relevant. I want to check two dates. The date that Carnival City was launched and the date that the National Carnival Festivals was launched. On those 2 days, I driving around, tried all radio stations in the island and couldn't find one that was playing local music. Now, I know that local music has been released, and I know because I go on YouTube and get it. It got so bad up to probably about a week and a half ago that I had to go and separately try to pirate off the YouTube local music, local soca, etc., to be able to hear it while I was going through all the radio stations. And to me, something must be wrong with that. Remember, we had 5 soca artists who got to the finals in Trinidad, which means that Grenada soca must be popular. In addition to that, I love ragamuffin, I love rap, I love all the young music. But I can't take all year. If there are a couple of months when the popular Grenada music tops all, even in Trinidad and Brooklyn and other places, how is it that, is there some secret as to why our DJs, some of which get work during the carnival to be on stage and getting on pretty stupid, how is it that they can't understand that at least some of us actually want to hear the local music, even if it is one time a year? I mean, I don't understand it, so maybe
I see Skitty Banton he's doing the musical notes to the rhythm of your voice. So I defer to him to answer that.
No, he just called to view viewpoint as to the same thing I just explained. Like we need professional, is either professional directors or some sensible directors. We don't need people who just come in on the radio and because you have access to our email and you feel your brethren send you a tune, you want to tell the whole nation, yo, listen this is the baddest thing. Like you alone are clean airs. Nah, it's about time somebody tell his men and them. And we need to do it quick because we're making children, man, and we want children to grow up on positiveness, uplifting vibes, like happy moments, like joyful moments, not every day a bag of ray, and who drinking rum and who drinking whatever they're drinking. Like every day is not a party, man.
And I also want to point out that at the GBN, that's why I don't want to dabble in it too much, but you'd hear about which station is more popular and which is more popular than Hot FM, which is GBN station, or classic radio. It's because we take our responsibility very seriously. That's my answer to that. I believe we have another call on the line. Caller, good evening. Good evening and welcome.
Good afternoon and good night to the anchor lady, and good night to Mr. Tallpree and to Mr. Skinny Banton.
Good night, good night.
Well, Mr. Banton, I love to hear how you speak, young man. Boy, you talk your mind about the media and how they just get on. You speak about Rastafari. Boy, I like how you speak. And Mr. Tallpree, let me tell you something again. Boy, when I hear you say, the most money they make in all the shows is the Soca, and you talk the truth. You hear what I say? Because
thank you so much for that contribution. And also we have a lot of people who are making comments, responding on social media. We'll try to entertain some of those in a few minutes. Tallpree, you wanted to chip in on something.
There was so much I get lost in there. I know last week we were talking about the development of the Calypso, because we see it's been going downhill. And one of the things, I tried Calypso in the past, and I thought it was a brilliant idea to get the younger artists, because that year I sang, I think it was Judges. I didn't take part in the Soca Monarch that year, and I think in the preliminaries, I topped the preliminaries, and I remember in the semi-finals, I did my best, and I really thought that I'm going to go into the finals. But to my surprise, I didn't. No, my thing is, I think that year probably would have been one of the biggest year in a long time for Calypso music, because at that year there was Tallpree, there was Zingo, there was Papa Jerry, I think Shirlan, there was a lot of young artists came in on the scene, and I would have loved to see that. I mean, we treated as we deserve to be treated. Like if an artist or a song is good, not because you're a young artist and you're trying for the first and second time.
Is it like that young artist we're seeing on the screen?
I don't think
that's the young artist you're talking about?
I don't think it should be that. And I see, coming down the line, I see a lot of young artists into the Calypso, and I think I love that trend. So I think that would help it. And big up to the artists who've been there for all the years and the Calypsos who've been there. But I would like to see when artists deserve. Some of them they sing good calypsos and some of them don't. So I don't think if you don't, not because it's a clique. I think at some point it sort of look like if it is because you belong to this clique, you automatically into the calypso final. For some years I think it was that. Some may beg to differ, but I really feel that way.
And some people would beg to differ and tell you there's political interference, which is a subject I would like to hear yourself, and especially my partner, who seemed to have gone into a little solemn mode, you know, because he's lighting up social media. We'll take some of the comments, but we have a call on the line. Caller, good evening and welcome.
A pleasant good night to you, host, and to Tallpree and Skinny. Very impressed with the two artists. Skinny, quite deep in his interpretation and analysis. I think his response to the Calypso element is fascinating for me, because it is at the heart of what is needed in keeping Calypso in the mix. I just want to say to GBN, we can't forget Godfrey is holding the fort very well. He carries the Calypso torch beautifully. And for those who forget, when you tune into Godfrey, you get a full dish, a full menu of fantastic calypsos. We do have a good range of calypsos played year-round by other hosts on GBN. So there is some support, Skinny, on GBN for calypso. I want to say special good night and special 50th anniversary celebrations for Elwin McQuilkin, the Black Wizard, and for David Abe and Chin. Chin is also celebrating 50 years in the calypso business. The Wizard has a fantastic concert coming up on the 2nd of August, Friday the 2nd of August. GBN is a partner, as indeed other media houses. I had a lovely chat with
I think we're going into commercial regions, and we support those events. So we want to thank you so much. We have been supporting Elwin McQuilkin and doing a lot of promotions for the last 2 months. And like you said, I don't think I should sit here and blow horns, but as the caller said, since he said it, from morning till night, we have some conscientious people on the GBN, starting in the morning with Brenda Batiste and Gordon Joseph. And in the mid-morning, we've got that mix going there. In the afternoon, Donnell is there, and he is hitting the soca, he is hitting the calypsos, and then in the evening when Godfrey comes, he carries that batter to the finish line. So we know that, you know, he was talking about some people that Wizard described many years ago.
But it's good because, I mean, at the end of the day, when I say media, I try to be general, so the people who doesn't, they get a feel of where we're coming from, because I know there is people who do, but still there is more that could be done. You know?
All right, let me ask the producers if they could take up some of the feedback we've been getting on social media. We always like to incorporate the points of view that coming via Facebook, the GBN television Facebook page. And so we have people responding to some of the things that Skinny Banton has said so far. One of the most recent comments, they keep saying the world is watching and hearing us, but still promoting music that makes sense. Somebody is saying, let's be honest here, the only DJ on radio to keep the art form alive this year is Godfrey Augustine on GBN. I think that they were giving comment on who they thought that caller was, but we won't go into that at the moment. I think all artists should be registered with a tent and be judged as the Calypsonians do with the criteria leading up to the big night, also attending some of the workshops. Somebody saying that man had a pay me. That man had a pay me. Place got hot. LOL Skinny. Well, blaze them LOL. Yeah? We have a caller on the line. Caller, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, and good evening to Tallpree, Skinny Banton, and host. Good evening. Skinny, you have been, what I would say, you are doing quite well with what you have said. It is so true. But one question I have to ask: what are the incentives for Calypso, for young people, getting them involved in Calypso? Tallpree, you have said.
Apparently she has a question for Tallpree, so both of you on the spotlight.
You have spoken about being a young artist as well, getting in there when you were young, didn't get the opportunity to get into the finals. But I believe if there are more incentives, Skinny Banton, you will see more of young persons getting involved in Calypso. I believe that. So the persons who are in charge, who is in the helm of Calypso, they need to do something. They need to come up with creative ideas, creative ways in order to get school children involved. Because you know it starts from the school.
Right, which is a point Tallpree was making. Skinny, let's start with you and then we'll come back to Tallpree because I know you were alluding to that. Skinny, let's go with you.
Yeah, well, one of the basic factors I could tell you is media. Because me growing up as a child, I could have sang nearly every calypso without knowing when I learned it. And getting old, I realize I learned it by hearing it ever so often. It's not like I make a special moment to learn this particular song, but each time that song play, I could have sing it. And it's because it was always played around. You get what I'm saying? So if we have, as I say, certain programs, probably morning time, on your way to work, on your way to school, or that is one of the main influence. Because by hearing something over and over, it automatically stick. Once you start liking something, then you feed into it, right? Then the schools become a next place where a lot of things could take place in, because I started singing calypso in school, like from jump, calypso, where we have Fun and Frolic, the Queen Show, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? You have like 5 different classes. Some schools have more. You actually take a student from each class, so you could do it in many different ways and break it down to what the competition is, you know what I'm saying? There's many ways in going around it, but
Tallpree, you want to jump in here, but
evolve.
Yeah, let me just crave your indulgence and let's indulge a caller who's been waiting for a while. Caller, good evening and welcome.
Good evening to your host and to your guest, Kenny and Tallpree.
Yes.
I've been listening to the shows and the promotion of the shows around this season, and I realize that artists are competing with artists for shows. For example, you have 2 top artists on the 6th of July. That's not making any sense. Artists are supposed to be supporting artists around this time. There are a lot of other dates that artists can host their shows. You have one in St. Patrick with Sinile, then you have one down at St. George's with IMAS. What's really going on?
Well, I think, you know, I don't want to take sides in this one. I mean, but as an artist, no way that I would support, like, you know, or encourage that on the same night having two artists doing their own event. Now, I know it's basically the artists and the management team are the ones responsible. I can only, you know, share my thoughts about it, but there's no way, because I want to go, and I know a lot of people want to support Lavaman, and a lot of people want to support Sinai, Terra, the governor. So I know they would wish that there was a different day that they can all go and support here, and then on another time they go support the other artists. So giving them a choice is not the best thing. Over the years, I mean, I'm one of the artists who started off doing my own event because I think it can be done and we can uplift and help ourselves doing our own event. And I encourage a lot of the artists to do your event and not just wait until a promoter call 5, 6, 7 of the artists together, same way the artists can do that, and you know, would give you a little something, and you know, and that's how the business goes. So I always encourage artists to do their own thing, but I don't support it on the same night. I wish and I hope in the future it don't happen. I don't know. I guess there's no one wants to back down. No, because I think it's too late. They're all promoting, and the boat show's been promoting, but it's something I don't want to see in the future. So, you know, I think we should try, artists, we should try not to, because we're confusing the people. Some want to go, they want to support every artist, they want to go to the events. Give them a choice, but not on the same night, you know, like different days.
I just thought that Calypsonians were these very peaceful people who just, you know, went into the soul and they came out with some things. But with passion that I saw flaring last week in the studio, and again this week, I realized, there's more to it that meets the eye. My good friend over there with the arms folded, there's a question on the table in Parliament that Calypsonians are bought by politicians, and that Calypsonians in Grenada are either in the green tent or they're in the yellow tent. What say you?
Well, I a Calypsonian, I don't have no tent. I always get wet wherever I is. So when come to that part, I can't really say, you know what I'm saying? I never bow for nothing, I never take bribe, no way. All I know is coming from Carriacou with my little backpack, my little change of clothes, wherever I crash out and wake up, I know my mission is complete. So I could only swear on that part, where the buying and the selling is concerned.
Tallpree, some people say, for example, that the cultural ambassadorship program is a way of bribing politicians, bribing the artists, so that...
Well, I ain't get bribed yet.
I'm only saying what is out there on the streets.
Well, if I go back, I mean, politics is always there. And if I go back, I can take example of a Jamo. I never heard him sing a song on politics. You know, there's a lot of artists. Then you have Black Wizard, who was sort of controversial. Maybe on one side you always have the Beast and the Scholar, who seem to probably be on one side, and you have some artists on the other side. So, and you get picking taking place, whether it's the Prime Minister, whether it's the Governor General, whether it's other artists, and you have picking taking place. So it's up to an artist. Now, if you stand for something, you stand for something. So big up to all the artists who stand for what they stand for, and been pushing their music and their vibe, and giving the people what they want to hear. Some artists, maybe there's different people. I see people on the green side that turn to yellow and then turn to green, and not only artists, I'm talking about people in general, jumping on whatever boat that you know. But at the end of the day, if you stand for something, you would stand for something. But if you can be bought, then you will be bought. I mean, it's a business, it's politics, it's the whole. So it's up to you, that individual, what you want, what you strive for, what you aim, and if you can be bought.
Skinny Banton, that laugh says a lot. What's behind that laughter?
Politics.
The politics is behind the laughter. Skinny Banton was talking about, growing up in Carriacou and learning the music, and he learned it via rote. And this gentleman sitting on my left, Wilt Cambridge, the fancy name, as we get ready to wrap up the program, he came on here challenging me to remind those who don't know about the roots that run deep. And before he became a musician, what was his role? You really want me to tell the public, or you want to tell them yourself?
No, well, I don't hide from the reality. I mean, you have to know where you come from to know where you're going. Yeah, and I used to come and buy the cider and time from you, Odette, and your mom, Miss Wam, and then bring it from my grandmother. We clean the cider and go to Grenada, sell it with liquor cider. And so I know you from, yeah, you were like, you probably are around the same age, I think. You're not by far, but I know you're from.
I'm older than you, let's make it clear.
Something that's at least 35, 40, close to 40 years. I don't want to expose your age.
And you want me to expose what your nickname was?
You could go ahead.
You really want me to do that?
You could go ahead. I'm proud of everything. I'm proud of where I came from to,
So there was this shortcut that connected Vendome and Annandale and Cashew Hill, and he was named Seuss. Why did they call you Seuss?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You bound to know why they call you Seuss.
It's from a little boy, Seuss. I grew up Seuss. I don't know. I wonder if I should let you say that. No, I'll probably go there and hear Seuss.
Every time tomorrow the public will Seuss. No longer Tallpree, but Seuss.
Seuss.
Right, Skinny Banton? When you introduce him next time, it's Seuss, right?
So Skinny. Really job king of the world, Yeah.
Closing comments from you, Skinny Banton.
Well, I just want to let everybody who tune in to be on the headlines know, check out my music for 2019. Well, all of the pretty ladies, beautiful girls who watch it, they can follow me on Instagram as well, Skinny Banton.
Only the pretty girls? Whoa.
Yeah.
People like me out. Okay.
Yeah, and as I say, look out for the music from me for 2019. You can follow up the Jambalasi rhythm. That will be featuring me, Lava Man and Tallpree have a bad tune to come, so look out for it, and many other artists. Big up Valin Ned. Valin Ned is one of the sweetest female artists in Grenada, but she don't always get the credit. But she have a bad tune on that rhythm, so look out for Valin as well, and you could follow up on the Sweet Home rhythm, and have songs entitled Dab Them. There's a new song that just dropped on the Horn Martian rhythm as well. I don't know if you remember all the names, so just Google Skinny Banton 2019.
You just was talking about certain people who go on certain stations. Big up. I hear you bigging up Valley, right?
Well, I did the important part first. That's what I was saying.
Okay, got you.
No, it's fun time.
Closing comments from you.
Yeah, well, I will just continue on the trend from saying I have to push another plug it. Pre-day coming. The tickets are out from tomorrow. I just love the way you've been supporting my people, been supporting, I would say, pre-day over the years, and all the artists been getting that support. Thanks in advance. Pre-day is going to be crazy this year again. 8 foreign acts, 2 international bands, and about 25 artists and greater music global. So from the Skinny Banton to all the artists, you just name it, all the top artists is definitely going to be there. Pre-day, look out for it. Get that Holy Buds ticket from tomorrow. And Uncle Pre Kids Fest on the 27th, so pre-day is the 7th of August. Uncle Pre Kids Fed the 27th. Kids, it's your time. Tell mommy and daddy get ready because this is your time. All your uncles and aunties gonna be there, and the artist is gonna be there.
I have a message here from the head of sales and marketing GBN, Ms. Campbell. Make sure you collect the cash. Pass the cash. No, I can't let you. Right. I know this is beyond the headlines. You need to give me a line before you go. Hit me a note. Yeah, you didn't expect it. You're not getting our song. Well, come. Hit me a note.
As a musician, first I thought it was $50, I was just wondering. So we say, oh lad, whoa, say karma is drama. Anyway, what we say? Remember your roots. Remember your tradition. We put in a job in parliament. Yeah, Jambalasi rule in this land. It's about time when you hear the horn and the drum play I Sankey Master, you know it's trouble down there. Not take revenge, but we go big up all the saints. And memories are the pain, how we jumping up in the paint and we playing jab jab. Make sure you go check it out. Jambalaya Cyril Rhythm.
Oh, you mean?
Mad.
Them jab jab calling. Calling, I hear them calling. And when the jab call you, just answer. This is the call from the ancestor. Wounded and it fester. Food, clothing and shelter. Like if that could make it better. Your mother, listen to that tune coming soon. It's deep, it's lyrics. Look out for that tune. Them jab calling you. Greater music, a lot of music coming from Tallpree. So much more to come. In the middle of the road, just wind down. It's Carnival, girl. Wind down, girl. Okay, take it.
Wind down.
Your mother. So much tune to come from Tallpree. About 8 more release. Yeah, 8 more. And they're coming soon from this week into next week. Everything will be out. Stay tuned and just, you know, keep supporting, and thanks in advance again for the support you're giving to all the artists.
Ladies and gentlemen, children all, it cannot get better than this. We can't close on a better note. Just to remind you that right here on GBN, we are following the artists Soca and Calypso. There's Rock the Box every Thursday night, Akeisha, Pineapple Felix, and we've got Joseph Kador and our boy from Hot FM. He's joining the action these days, DJ Bookie. On Classic Radio, Godfrey Augustine continues to carry that flag, and we know that Godfrey has Legends in Concert coming up. So that's something to look forward to. And also on Saturday on Hot FM, the place to be, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Road to Carnival. Soca Land is on Classic 4 to 6 with DJ Ellie and DJ Redman. GBN has got you covered. And on Beyond the Headlines, we continue the discourse on all things Carnival. Started last week, we continue this week. Wherever the wind blows next week, we'll be following. You stay right here with GBN. Thanks so much to the production crew who's made this happen. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Really wonderful having you.
Thank you.
And I think somebody needs a security guard. You need to give me a hug up. I ain't so sure if the mic could reach, but if you think it could reach so far. Thank you, everybody. So long for now.